So hey guys, don't mind me, I'm in bed and I'm filming this like 2 years after all of my Wendy's videos, but I just wanted to say thank you for everyone for all the feedback that you guys gave and for engaging and liking and commenting on all the videos. This video that I am now making will be answering all of the questions that I have received in the past about Wendy's and fast food in general, what the work is like, what to expect. Make sure to stick around to get those answers, and I will also leave timestamps in the description so you can find an answer to each question you may have. I'm going to start first with the basics, talking about pay and requirements, and then towards the end I'll be giving advice and speaking about my experience. First topic will be pay and bonuses. I started at $10 an hour since it was my first job ever, and then made my way up to $12.50 an hour. But maybe with more experience you could start at a higher rate. For raises, you typically get like a 25% raise or a 50-cent raise. Management top salary is $20, but hourly pay rate varies by state and county. You could also get bonuses for attendance, for instance if you don't call out or show up late all the time, and you could also get bonuses for having straight A's in school and bonuses for referring somebody. Orientation is also paid. Shifts and flexibility. There's morning shift, day shift, and night shift. Morning shift starts around 7 a.m., day shift around 12 or come in at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m., and night shift usually comes in at 8 or after and get out at 3 a.m. depending on how long they finish cleaning tasks. Shifts are based on your availability and your age. You could work a 4-hour shift, 6-hour shift, 8-hour shift. I even worked the 11-hour shift. If you are a minor, I believe you only work 4 hours a day. Working at Wendy's is very flexible to the point where you will be able to balance college and work. When I was in college, there are times when I would only work twice a week or once a week, or just tell them I won't be able to work a week at all. I also did a school leave where I left for a month or more and came back with no problem. Age requirements. You have to be 15 years old to be able to work at Wendy's. If you are below the age of 18, you most likely will start on sandwiches and bagging, or even back window, because by law, you are not allowed to work the grill or be on fries. But you will have more freedom to do more roles when you are older. Minors are also required to have a break until they are the age of 18. I personally never took breaks, but I also started working at Wendy's at the age of 18. Different positions. The positions at Wendy's are cashier, fries, grill, order taking, front line, or dine-in, sandwiches, and maintenance. Being a cashier, you will be doing other tasks like taking orders or bagging, or even doing dishes. Drive-thru isn't really hard. The only time that it gets hard is when you are alone by yourself and you have to bag, do drinks, hand out food, and cash out all alone. But don't be afraid, because when you're a cashier at the back window, or if you're at drive-thru, you won't be alone and doing multiple tasks at once when you first start. You usually start to multitask when you're more experienced and been there for a while. Sandwiches, on the other hand, is very demanding and you get less breaks. You don't really get a break because you're getting orders from drive-thru and dine-in. You barely get a chance to cool down like other positions, and if you're alone on sandwiches, everyone will always need you. The only downtime you have is when it's clear, and that means when there's completely no cars or people in the front, which is really rare depending on the season. What I mean by this is around a certain season or around a certain holiday, it gets very busy. So there's on and off seasons where it's busy and others when it's not. Summer is always busy, and around the holidays is always busy. On the bright side though, sandwich making is really repetitive because we have most of the sandwiches all year round. Occasionally, some sandwiches may disappear or come back, and every couple of months there will be a seasonal sandwich. For frontline, aka dine-in, you will be order taking and bagging, but most times you will have help. Me personally, when I want to cool down and not talk, I'll go on grill or fries, but every other position you have to communicate. Also keep in mind that the less positions you know, the less they will have you on schedule. So try to learn as you go so that you could have more hours. Uniform and grooming standards. For uniform, you get multiple shirts. You must wear a hat and a name tag. Some stores also require aprons to be worn when on the fry station, grill station, or sandwiches. Long hair should also be tied up, and you could also get your non-slip shoes from Shoes for Crews. In the description, I will have a link where you can get 10% off. Do we get free food? Yes, you get a free 4 for 4 on your break or after your shift, and you also get discounts on other meals. Do you get hired on the spot? To answer that question, I had my interview on January 5th, where I was told I got the job, and I started work on January 12th. Here are some other general questions. Is it slow or busy? No, it's very busy. I just filmed when it was slow. What position did I apply for? I applied for crew member, but I've been there for 3 years, so that's why I know many of the positions. Was what I filmed all one day of work? No, I filmed the videos over a long period of time, but you could definitely expect to rotate from different positions during your shift. Now I will be giving general advice. If you are scared of starting as a beginner, you don't have to be scared because you learn over time and you won't work on everything at once. In the beginning, you start by watching relearns and you also stand next to someone and watch what they do, and they also train you. So this job isn't bad at all for a beginner. This was actually my first job ever. They start you off little by little too. Even though it's a fast-paced environment, you will gradually learn new positions as time goes. And as I mentioned before, you typically will probably start on back window taking cash, or being on the sandwich station, or bagging. If you feel like multitasking at drive-thru will be intimidating, don't feel intimidated because you learn over time and they don't throw you on multitasking right away. If you feel like you struggle with the fast-paced environment, it's honestly a great place to start. Don't be too intimidated by how fast-paced it is because everyone will eventually adapt over time. Advice on bagging. Start with the napkins and utensils and sauces first, then worry about burgers, the nuggets, and fries. To elaborate, I like to bag starting from the bottom of the screen, then make my way up. So I will add how many dipping sauces it says first, then I will count how many drinks and frosties there are, and add that same amount in straws or spoons. Then next I count the amount of nuggets and fries and put them all in the same bag. Last thing I like to do is pack the sandwiches in a separate bag. As I go, I always add napkins and whatever necessary utensils needed. Advice on the register. Make sure to hand out the highest amount first, whether it's with a coin or with a bill. So if you're counting bills, make sure to hand out 20s first, 10s, 5s, and then 1s. If you're handing out coins, start with the highest first. So start with quarters, then dimes, then nickels, then pennies. Start from the highest, then work your down to the lowest. Be strategic with how you hand out cash because if your draw ends up uneven or short on change, problems may arise. Being at the register is not too hard. You just need to know your math, and it doesn't take long to learn the process. Advice on order taking. Make sure to greet the customer and focus on one meal at a time, getting the drinks and sauces for each combo. Don't be afraid to repeat it back to the customer either. If you feel like you have terrible memory when taking orders, just know that it's repetitive and you will memorize it over time. And it goes in the computer as you take the order, so you don't have to really memorize all of it. My overall experience. What I liked about working at Wendy's was, well, I just like being there and not really working there. I love the crew I had and being around everyone. Even the managers I had were pretty cool, and having a good crew makes the shift go by way faster. The skills I gained working here is learning customer service skills, learning how to work with people as a team, learn to talk to people and communicate, learn how to de-escalate situations, and I really learned how to multitask, whether it was order taking and doing cash, or orders and bagging, or doing fries and bagging, and so on. It does get boring over time doing the same things over and over again, and it's certainly not the best job in the world, but a job is a job, and it could be a stepping stone to getting where you would like to be. Much like any job, you will adapt skills that you need for everyday life and that other jobs will look for. So this is how you would do the screen. You would do orders. You go here for your 4 for 4s. Got the 4 for 4s, the biggie bag, our combos right here. Chicken sandwich, fries, chilies and salads, desserts, cold drinks, pineapple mango lemonade. When you pay, this is all you have to tap unless it's